Press E to interact, space to jump, and Q for inventory. Okay. Kitty on. I have a hell of a pair of legs on me. What a strange looking cat. How do I... Oh, E, yes, of course. How stupid of me. It looks hungry. I should find it something to eat. I'm just going to walk through this random monochrome forest, find a random creature, and then decide that it needs something to eat. Of course I am. Oh, a dead bird! You picked up a dead bird. And now I'm just going to shove it down the cat's throat, am I? You give the cat the bird. Well, that's accurate as to what cats do with birds. And that summoned a magical portal. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. No, I would instead, you ghoul-eyed freakazoid, introduce the game. I wasn't expecting the game to start quite so weirdly, but I'm grateful that it has. That's alright, madam. There's no need to look so snarky. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something called Little Red Lie, which is about a girl called Red, who I believe is this girl right here, who is wandering through a forest a decade after her grandmother was killed. Yes, there is an awful lot of similarities to Little Red Riding Hood here, but apparently it's to do with weird monsters and a crazy cat, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous, and it's like a side-scrolling platformer thing, which is something we haven't featured on the channel before, so I thought we'd have a look at it. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. You can talk! All cats can talk. We just don't find most humans worthy of talking to. But you feed me a bird, so I will give you some advice. I feed my cat all the time, and she never talks to me. Well, she screams at me, and she howls at me, and she communicates with me by biting my feet in the middle of the night to tell me she wants to go out, but that's not quite the same thing. Do not enter that forest. A wolf lives inside and devours anything it finds, especially pretty young ladies in bright red dresses. The wolf is dead. I watched a hunter kill it 10 years ago. Yeah, I feel like... I feel like this is literally just like Little Red Riding Hood the sequel. But I'm not complaining about that. I'm a little curious about these red eyes over here that seem a little ominous. But never mind. Oh dear, I'm tearing up. But not before it ate my grandmother. I came here to honor her memory. Oh, but she is very much alive. I saw her last in the swamp. You don't even know who I am. How do you know who my grandmother is? How can that be? You don't even know what my grandmother looks like. Stop lying to me. A cat can be many things. A sloth, a glutton, and a tease, and a contortionist. But one thing we are not is a liar. We have no need for such things. I still don't believe you. But if there's a chance my grandmother is still alive, I must try and find her. But what of the wolf? I will find a way to defeat it and save my grandmother. How about going back and finding that hunter and getting his gun? Very well, but be warned, she may be the last thing that you see. Okay. This is a little bit more in-depth than I was expecting, and of that I am grateful. Okay, so into the portal we go, I suppose. I believe this game also has multiple endings. How did you get here? I am everywhere, and yet nowhere at the same time. I see you like to speak in riddles. Can you at least tell me where my grandmother is with a straight answer? He said in the swamp. Well, I don't know where that is. But I imagine who we're going to find in there, if the last Outtakes video is anything to go by. I do not know where at the moment, but I will tell you this. The wolf that roams this forest is not of this world. Given the fact that we seem to live in a monochrome world, apart from my dress and my shoes and the moon and you, I'm going to guess that whatever it looks like, it probably is of this world. It can appear anywhere and vanish just the same. Teeth like daggers, a mouth that can swallow an ox whole. The facial expressions are killing me. It is covered with eyes, yet can barely see. If you hear it coming, the shadows will be your friend. Good luck to you now. You'll surely need it. For while we cats have 9 lives, you have only 1, except I have 3, judging from the hearts on the left-hand side of the screen. Picked up some scissors. Okay, I think there's some puzzles involved in the game. I believe it also has multiple endings, so this should be quite interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa. You are dead. Yes, I am. I am not very sensible. Oh gosh, not this again. Yada 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 yada. Yoot-de, crazy expressions and nasty riddles. Right. Let's not go that way and spoil the surprise of the monster. Let's go this way instead. Okay, so where are these shadows you were talking about? Do you just mean like the darker parts of the forest? Can I hide in here? This haystack? Just this massively terrible haircut? I'm not entirely sure. Let's keep exploring. I do have a heck of a jump on me though, don't I? It's crazy. Like, how do you jump so high in high heels? It's impressive. I like the music as well. It's very sort of original and very different and very unusual. What's all this red light about? Ugh. What? Mansion... No. Macian de Pain de Ispe. I'm guessing that's French, and I don't know what it means, because I don't speak French. Okay. So this place is rather ripped to shreds. You opened the oven. What are these? They look like tiny bones. Is this the home of Hansel and Gretel? Or rather the witch in Hansel and Gretel? If I got the right tools, I might be able to pick this lock. Okay, so I need like a bobby pin and a screwdriver. Okie dokie, I reckon I can manage that. I could use this to grind up meat. Ew. Picked up a lantern. Oh, that'll come in handy for sure. What have we got here? A cauldron for mixing potions. It's very difficult to know what you can interact with and what you can't. Needed ingredients: rice, wine, saffron, and minced meat. Sounds delicious. Okay, there's like a chart on the right. I've also just noticed the baby on the shelf. We'll come back to the baby on the shelf in a minute. This is like a picture of like a grey lock equals like a bottle, and a pig equals sausages, and an empty bottle equals a red lock, and like a piece of rice is like a red smudge. I don't know whether that's like trying to tell me that if I solve particular puzzles, I'll get particular items back. But yeah. Don't know what's up with the baby. Don't know what's up with the alien on the right of it, or the tiny shoes on the left of it. But it seems like there's certainly some stuff of interest here. Let's see if there's anything else here I can interact with or not. Let's go up these stairs, or this stepladder perhaps? Or mouse hole? No, nothing at all. Okay, right. Is there any... No, okay, that's just going inside. I was wondering whether I could read the sign. But, what's that? A set of lock-picking tools. Aha! What did that, Matt say? Tell me it said something more interesting than just welcome. Benivune. I'm going to guess that's welcome in another language. Right, where's the lock? The lock has gone. The lock was there. Oh no, it was here. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Lock stage 1. Repeat the stage to unlock the... Oh. Do you mean like I need to hit them in the right sequence? Like that one, and then this one, and then that one? Success! Right, okay. That one, that one, that one, and then that one again, and then that one, and then that one. Okay, so it's like going the old sequence, and then backwards. Okay, it's like Simon Says, I can do this. This seems perfectly straightforward, doesn't it? I think I might have screwed it all up. Let me try this again. Let me try moving it around without the use of the... I don't think I'm doing this right. Right. Yes, I know what the sequence is. I just... Okay, so you don't need it to be highlighted to click on it. You just need to click on the right thing. Hooray! Is there a stage 3? Of course there is. Okay, so is the beginning of the sequence the same? Seems like it. Then where does it go? Then it's that one, then that one, then that one. Okay. So we start with the original sequence, then we go backwards, then we do that one, that one, that one. Hooray! Fourth stage? No, no fourth stage. Okay, what do we got here? A bottle. You picked up an empty wine bottle. Okay. So is that what the poster showed? A bottle and a red lock. Yes. So I need to find some wine to put in this bottle. Okay. I don't know if the writing is French. My brain is saying it's either French or it's German. Can I interact with stuff if I, like, jump up in the air and then press E? Does that help at all? Possibly, possibly not. If it's French, there should be loads of wine around here. I don't think the Germans are particularly big on wine. I think they're more into their sort of beers and lagers, I think. I have absolutely no idea. I'm making random stereotypes about countries I've never visited. I wonder where the bucket went. I think I could fix it if I found one and some rope. Okay, that might give me some water. I don't know if I need to maybe use the water in the production of some wine, or... I feel like this is a bad idea. Okay, we're not dead yet. So maybe we've got like a larger environment. We have to wander around and find different... Hello! Oh, goodness, you're a massive vicious frog. Okay. I guess I learned my lesson. Picked up... Oh, perfect. Excellent. That's one of the items that we needed. Right, what do we have here? Okay, I'm sorry. How did we end up here? Oh, this is a cave. Sorry, I meant to interact with like this bird bath thing. But okay. This is spooky. Don't know if we're going to find any wine down here, but we aren't. How am I supposed to defend myself against those things? My character icon is too big for any. I'm dead. Very dead. And I think I starched my dress a bit too much. But never mind. Let's try that again and see if we can be a little bit more careful this time. Can I? Oh, I can crouch. Oh, and I can scoot along when I'm crouched. This is brilliant. I see. I was supposed to go down, not up. As is always the case. As is always the case. You were supposed to go down and you didn't, and that's why you got killed. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Hello, piggy. Picked up a pig head. I remember there was a pig on the drawing, or like the diagram. I think it was like the pig to the sausages. There's some writing there, but again, I can't read what it says. I think maybe if I put the pig's head in the mincer, maybe that will allow me to... I knew you was coming, I was just waiting for it and thinking I shouldn't be looking at the camera, because if I do that, I'll miss you. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I think I've put the pig's head in the meat mincer. That might give me the meat that I need for the soup. But that doesn't answer the question about the wine. I forgot. Oh, was it some rice? Was that the other thing I needed? I don't know where I'm going to find that. Oh, giddy aunt. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's like a combination of those chattering teeth the Joker left around Arkham City and a massive frog. I don't mind frogs for the most part, but I don't like them when they're leaping around. They're a bit unnerving. I never know when he's going to turn up again. I don't know whether he just turned up before, at the beginning, just because I went the wrong way, or whether that was just like a random chance encounter at random intervals he can appear. But okay, so do I have like an inventory or something? Can I press like tab or anything to find that? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, some rice and some wine I'm still looking for. Okay, so... it's like a grey lock and a filled bottle. So maybe that's where I get the wine from, another thing that's locked. And the rice comes from some big red splat. So let me have a little look around and see if I can find anything else that's locked, or anything else that looks like it might have a big red splat on it. Your guess is as good as mine. Let me have a look and see what I can find. I guess that means I shouldn't go that way. I'm gonna hope that I've still saved all my progress, but I've no evidence of that. Maybe the bucket and the rope? How would that help me find rice or wine? Rice or wine is what I'm trying to say. Oh gosh, I always forget that you're there. Giddy aunt. I'm not very bright, am I? Though after 300 videos, you'd probably twig that. So where do I go next? If I could get my hand on the right part of the keyboard. Oh, interesting. So when I'm standing behind a tree, when I'm standing behind the right sort of trees, I get encased in shadows. Oh, for crying out loud. So possibly that's the kind of shadow they were talking about that would give me protection from the wolf. Perhaps. Perhaps then I need to find the wolf again and hide behind a tree in order to protect myself. That might give me enough time to... Okay. Or maybe if I go in here. That seemed to work, but I doubt he's gone. Maybe if I like crouch there? Ah, I can crouch down behind here. So what happens if I go down like this? Kindly stop gyrating, my friend. I used my brain and I worked it out by complete guesswork. But never mind. Doesn't matter. So we're looking for either like a rope or a bucket. Or some rice. Or some wine. Something that's locked. Or anything, to be honest with you. Absolutely anything at all. This just takes me back here again. It's okay. Oh gosh, he's got a mouth in his belly. I mean, I guess that's efficient. But still. I don't really want to go this way because that's the way that he went. But I don't think I have any choice at this point. I don't know which way he is, oh gosh. Now I don't know where I am. But yeah, if just his howls could come from one side or the other side, that would be kind of cute. Alright, give me time. I shall work my way past this creep. Okay, the music's changed. I think we're further away. I think when I meet those things, the thing I need to do is jump. I think that's what I need to do. Because running away never seems to be quite enough, he says, immediately forgetting what he just said and doing something completely different. Like a twit. Never mind. I think we're in a new part of the forest. So hopefully, eventually, we will encounter something of benefit. You take the rope down from the tree. I dread to think what the rope was being used for, but never mind. At least the blood won't show on my shiny red shoes. Okay, so we've got some rope, aha, and a bucket. Excellent. And now I've got to go all the way back, you yanking on my rope. But okay. It's also just struck me that drawing of a lock could have been a drawing of a bucket on a rope. But okay, let me see if I can work my way back without getting myself horribly murderized by one of you guys. Oh, come on, that's hardly sporting, you bum-biting bozo. Seriously, how are you supposed to defeat these things? They are absurd. Right, I have no idea if I have the rope. So I'm just going to have to go back and check. If I do have it, then I'll be confident to know that... Yeah, I think you like restart at sort of where you entered the particular screen you're in. So it does save when you pick stuff up. Or at least if you then change screen after picking something up. So okay, we shouldn't have to worry too much about losing progress. If I jump over them... It's sort of a leapfrog character thing. I actually managed to do that relatively well, and I still managed to screw it all up. Oh, gosh. I don't mean to be this stupid. I just sort of am. I don't know how it happened. I just woke up one day and just had no brain between my ears. Okie dokie, so we're back to the house. So if we should be able to use out of the rope and the bucket. Here we are, yes. Comes up full of wine. Oh gosh. What would be really nice is if it took advantage of your surround sound system, so that if he's coming from the left-hand side of the screen, the sound comes to the left speaker, and if he's coming from the right-hand side of the screen, he's coming to the right speaker, so you know which way to run. That would be kind of cool. But never mind. Okay, right. So now I've got the wine. Yep. So is he still here or not? So I'm not hearing the noise this time. Ah, here he is. He was just a little late. For the fact that he's just, well, I say just a wolf. They have done his character model relatively well to make him rather unnerving and unique. Okay, we have the wine now. So I think the only thing we're missing now is the rice. I think. I have no idea where we're going to get the rice from. Yeah, that is a picture of a bucket, not a picture of another log. So where am I going to get the rice? What was that? Oh, right, okay. Apparently, I'm going to guess that was the rice, because there's literally nothing else that I can interact with. And I was just thinking to myself, I can't find any rice, but I am in a forest. What do forests have in them? Forests have plants in them. Maybe it's a rice plant. I need to actually harvest it instead of finding it. And then it suddenly struck me that I don't know what a rice plant looks like. I don't know whether they grow on bushes, fall out of trees, or grow in the ground. So I thought, maybe I should Google what does a rice plant look like, so that I know what I'm looking for. But lazy old Phil didn't bother doing that. But never mind, I think I have all the ingredients I need for whatever under the sun it is I'm going to make in the cauldron. So I should be all prepped for a little bit of cooking. Okie dokie, all the groceries are gotten. Potion of confinement. To imprison a being of this world or beyond. Follow the recipe, then mix it with blood, skin, or hair of the creature you wish locked away. Be warned, performing this ritual with the incorrect potion will result in your death. You only get one chance. Okay. How do I know what the recipe is? Now the game has crashed. Fantastic. Okay, right, what have we got here? 1. The saffron was measured in tablespoons. The bucket has 10 more of its respectable item in its respectable unit than a cauldron, which has a quantity of 5. So a cauldron has 5 in it and a bucket has 15? An item found in the oven has a smaller unit than the item found in the bucket. So it's got less than 15. The meat uses a cup... No, hang on a second. The meat uses a unit of cups. The rice requires fewer units than... I am so confused. So how does this work? Can I... What do I... What do I do? What do I interact with? What buttons do I press? I sure hope I got this right, because I didn't do anything. I mean, everything seems to be fine, despite the fact that I didn't do anything. I'm guessing I'm going to keel over and die in a minute. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I'm going to guess that I need to find the wolf so that I can imprison him. But the lazy bones don't seem to be here. He's gotten too scared of me, despite the fact that he's managed to eat me about 5 times. Yep, that didn't work. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest because I didn't do anything. I am so confused. What was I even supposed to do there? I tried pressing every button. Space, E, clicking on things, moving the arrows around. Nothing seemed to do anything. Can I still interact with the potion or not? Am I supposed to do stuff out here? I am absolutely befuddled. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong or what I'm even supposed to be doing, frankly. I assumed there was just going to be a puzzle there where I had to use the various different pieces of information in order to get the measurements correct, but I had no recipe to work with. I didn't stop. I was just walking along. I didn't tell her to stop. She stopped on her own accord, which means she's figured out that she's better at this game than I am. Which A, is insulting, and B, is correct. But That doesn't matter. What matters is that I don't understand what I'm doing. So, I'm guessing, since something special happened outside this cave... What's that? Whoa, what's that big red bar at the top of the screen? I'm sorry. What? Why is there that grey bar at the top of the screen? Why was it filling up? This has been a bit of a trend in games recently. Is it me moving? Am I moving too much? Do you want me to slow down a bit? It's me running, isn't it? Oh, I'm supposed to be quiet. Because I need to get some of its hair. Use the scissors to cut off a lock of hair. Right. I thought that was one of the ingredients that we were going to need in the first place. But no, it seems we needed to mix the potion and then go and get the hair. Or maybe we didn't mix the potion, we just realised that we needed the hair, and then we went off to go and get the hair, and now we're going to... Now we're gonna go and... I haven't a clue. Let's just get back to the cauldron and see if it's helped to have this bit of manky old fluff. Alright, here goes nothing. Is it supposed to be bubbling like that? Did I get the recipe wrong? I don't think I did anything, or even get a recipe to read. But never mind. It's the wolf waking up. Why isn't this working? Because I got the recipe wrong. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I did something wrong here, didn't I? But I don't understand this, right? I don't get what I'm supposed to do. Like pressing all these buttons, clicking on things, pressing E, pressing space, pressing the arrow keys, pressing W, A, S, and D. Nothing is happening. Nothing is being done. Am I supposed to press A, B, and C, and D? No, they don't help either. Oh. Right. I'm not supposed to click on all the things that are there. I'm supposed to click on the things which aren't there. Right. You might have mentioned that, but never mind. Right, so there is supposed to be a thing here. Right, giddy aunt. Okay, so I'm guessing in the top row we have to have the item, like the saffron, the wine, the rice, etc. On this we need to have the units, and it says here the saffron is measured in tablespoons, so I'm guessing that's the correct item to have there. And then you need to figure out how much of the saffron that you want, perhaps. What different options do I have? Okay, I've got lots of different options, and I need to figure out the correct one. So, is it to do with the bucket? Do I need 15? Because the bucket has 5 more than the cauldron, which has... Oh, sorry, the bucket has 10 more than the cauldron, which has 5. So, am I supposed to have 15 here? I'm going to guess that's the saffron done correctly. So... The meat uses units of cups, but does the meat go in the safe, or does it go in the oven with the bones? The rice requires a smaller quantity than the wine. Okay. Okay, going under the assumption that the bucket is supposed to have 15... It says that the item in the oven has a smaller unit than the item found in the bucket, and the only 2 options I have left are 5 and 20, so it must be 5, because 20 is more than 15, which means 20 must go here. So that's the quantities worked out, I think. Now I need to figure out which of the items goes where, because we've got teaspoons and cups. The meat uses cups, which means it must be the rice that uses the teaspoons. says the rice requires fewer quantities than the wine, which means either the rice goes here and the wine... So if the rice went there, the wine could go there or there. If the wine went there, the rice could go there or there. I think I may have misread this slightly. I think the 5 goes here. Because it says the cauldron which has an item with a quantity of 5. So the item in the cauldron must have a quantity of 5, which would leave this with a quantity of 20. Because the bucket still has to have 10 more than the cauldron. So I think that was a mistake I made. So the question is now... I mean, I'm guessing that the wine goes in here. I know the meat goes with the cups. But I don't know whether the rice or the wine... Which of the between the rice and the wine goes with the teaspoons and the ounces. I don't know that. And I also don't know which particular receptacle each of these is supposed to go into. Because I'm guessing... that, because using the information here, you can't figure everything out. So I'm guessing you use the information here to figure out some of the information, and then using that, you look at the various different options that are left open to you, and you figure out which ones are sort of more in line with all of this than the other alternatives, perhaps. Like, instead of going it from, like, one end to the other end, you have to start at one end, go a little bit of the way, and then go to the end and say what path could take me from there to there, sort of going backwards, like game theory goes backwards. But I'm guessing. But give me a minute, let's see if I can get any further. Okay, so I'm convinced on the quantities now. Because, yeah, I'm convinced the quantities are correct. I'm convinced the tablespoon thing is correct. It says the rice requires a smaller quantity than the wine. So this currently can't be correct, because we've got 20 for the wine, 20 for the rice, and 5 for the wine. So these must be moved around. Yes. So let's suppose it was like that instead. That now satisfies condition number 5. The rice requires a smaller quantity than the wine. Which means this system now works. But potentially we could switch the wine and the meat around. Couldn't we? Because that would still leave the wine with more than the rice if we switch these around. Like that. That would still work. The item in the oven has a smaller unit than the item found in the bucket. Yeah, that's still fine. That's condition 3 is fine. Condition 4 is fine. Condition 5 is still satisfied in this situation. Condition 1 is fine, and condition 2 is fine. So there's no information to tell me which way round this should go. It could be either of these. The information doesn't help me work this out. And I can only guess, going off vague logic, that meat would need to be cooked, but wine wouldn't. I'm gonna guess. So I'm gonna say that this is the correct situation, and I'm going to take a picture of this current recipe so that when this inevitably goes completely wrong, I can say, don't do this again because it didn't work last time. So, let's try mixing that potion. And now I will go back, get the hair of the wolf again, mix it, and see if it goes any better this time. Yeah, is it supposed to be bubbling? Did I get the recipe wrong? Don't think it's supposed to be boiling. Is it waking up? Why isn't this working? And I'm dead! Hooray, of course the random chance didn't help. Right. Okay. So let me put in the same recipe that I did before, but switching around the rice and the meat. How are you supposed to know that the meat goes in the safe and the wine goes in the oven? How are you supposed to know that? Is there a piece of information that indicates that, or are you just supposed to guess? Because the rest of it could be worked out using clues. But I don't know. It's been so long since I've heard your voice. What are you doing in there? I was eaten by the wolf, but your spell killed it and released me. After so many years, I cannot believe that you're alive, despite the fact that you don't have a face. Yes, while I was trapped in the wolf, I dreamt of a day when I would see you again, and that day has finally come. I just need you to let me out. I have a bad feeling about this. Destroy the confinement seal you poured the potion in. That will remove the rock wall in front of the cave and let the wolf out. I'll smash it to pieces. Here comes the pussycat to tell me the thing which I just said. I wouldn't do that if I were you. What are you doing here? I came here to stop you from making a grave mistake. The being behind that rock wall is the wolf. But I heard my grandmother's voice coming from the other side. It is true, for your grandmother and the wolf are one in the same. That cannot be. She was eaten by the wolf. Yes, and was then reborn to roam these forests as her killer. A curse for a lifetime of sins. My debaucheralizing grandmother. She never did anything wrong. Is that so? What of all the tiny bones in her oven? Those are not chicken bones, I am afraid to say. Who are you talking to? Why haven't you let me out yet? I'm talking to a magical cat, and he says you're the wolf roaming the forests. A cat? Says I'm a wolf? Are you feeling alright? I think you've been drinking too much of the rice wine. Stop this silliness and let me out. It's scary in here. If you break the spell, she will hunt you down and kill you. For years I watched as she feasted on children to satiate her appetite. I asked the wolf to help stop her, but her cursed spirit lives on. When I locked her in her house, she managed to break free. Do not listen to him. He is lying. The wolf attacked my house. Oh? Then why are there signs of damage only from within? I'm not sure what to do. Come with me now. The portal will close soon. If it does, you will be trapped in here forever. Do not listen to him. Please let me out. I'm your grandmother, not a wolf. Don't leave me to die in this cold, dark cave. Yeah, well, I get the distinct impression that if I make the wrong decision, which I'm convinced... Red, where are you going? Do not listen to her. Please, don't leave me. She's trying to trick you. Yes, I'm convinced that this is the right decision to make because this is a very sort of classic sort of story. Yep. Ah, finally letting your true colours show. Does family mean nothing to you? What would your mother think? Yeah, I get the distinct impression that this is the right decision. And I'd like to see both endings. Why did you let this happen? Don't turn back. You must leave this place now. Before I go any further, tell me your name. Why would you want to know that at a time like this? That's exactly what I was thinking, you googly-eyed goose. My mother told me to never talk to strangers. If I know your name, we won't be strangers anymore. Very well. My name is Azcat. What an unimaginative name for a cat. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Now, let's get out of here. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'd very much like to see Don't Trust Your Elders, yes. Leaving the wolf trapped in the cave, Red made her way out of the forest. She felt immense grief talking about her grandmother, but with each step, the sorrow lifted as the sun rose over the horizon. Soon Red found herself laying in a grassy field, staring into the sky. Remembering the terror from the night before, Red realized that the world was now a safer place. She then thought of Azcat playing with a dead bird, and a slight smile came to her face. You absolute psychopath. I mean, I'm not a vegetarian, but come on. Oh, how sweet. Oh, I will certainly look out for your upcoming game. This was extremely impressive, actually. I really, really enjoyed this. The art style was really nice. It was really cute. It didn't overcomplicate things, which is a very fine balance that a lot of games get into. It kept things simple. It kept things understandable. It kept things classic, while at the same time a little bit sort of fresh and new. And yeah, the designs of the enemies were a bit freaky. The environments were nice and varied. And yeah, it was a little bit tense. It was actually quite fun. And I don't know if I'm missing something with the recipe, or whether you are just supposed to guess, where there's not quite supposed to be just enough information there and you have to figure it out on your own. I don't know, but this was Little Red Lie, and this was actually quite fun. I rather enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.